Assalamu alaikum, my name is Samra, and in this video we're going to be talking about hijab and how you can improve your hijab journey, and I'm just going to be sharing my story and some things that I've been learning along the way. So keep watching. Okay, so just to start by giving you like a little background of, my hijab. I grew up wearing hijab, and I really started to struggle with it in high school. And that's when I kind of noticed that it was a lot about how I felt about myself, and it had a lot to do with if I felt beautiful or not, right? It had to do with the people around me. So let's talk about that, right? I feel like a lot of hijab is really an internal thing. Like, although it is something you're wearing on the outside, it's a lot about how you feel in the inside, right? Because for me, I stopped feeling beautiful in hijab. Like, it started becoming something that I really struggled with because of how I felt about myself and the people that were around me. So what I mean by that is, if you're trying to work on your hijab, right? If you're noticing that, like, whether you're wearing it right now and it's becoming more and more difficult for you, or if you're not wearing it and you're trying to make it easier for you, notice the people that you're around and the environments that you're in. Living in the West, you can't really control who you go to school with and who you work with and all these things. But you can control if you put yourself in circles around Muslim women, if you go to the masjid, and if you're normalizing hijab, right? The people that you watch on social media, right? Me, I had to go and follow a lot of hijabis and follow a lot of YouTubers and just content creators that wear hijab, because when that popped up on my For You page, and when I see it in my timeline, all these beautiful women wearing hijab, it inspires you. So I would say start there, right? Go and follow a bunch of hijabis and that you like, and maybe unfollow some people that kind of discourage you from wearing hijab because of maybe how they dress or how they present themselves. If you can, work towards building friendships with Muslim women, because Muslim women, especially if they're wearing hijab, they're going to be your biggest supporters. My friends, my sisters, my mom, like all these women in my life who wear hijab, really always encourage me to keep wearing it, right? Like, when they see me wear it, they kept complimenting me, and when they noticed I struggled, they motivated me. And I know that's not everyone's story, so I'm by no means at all, or no way at all, saying that if you don't have Muslim women around you, that you can't still be the person that is that for someone else, right? But you get what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, so your environment, what you consume, these are all big things of what are you internalizing. We got to talk on, why are you not feeling beautiful in hijab? And if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would not have felt beautiful in hijab. And now I'm looking at myself right now and I'm like, period, I look cute, I look beautiful. And the reason that I feel beautiful is because I feel like a Muslim woman, right? And if you're not a hijabi, absolutely you're still a Muslim woman, even if you're practicing and you believe in Allah. But it makes me feel like I'm representing Islam, right? It makes me feel like I'm pleasing Allah. And as you continue to work on your deen, you doing things that please Allah is gonna make you happy. It's gonna make you happy when you know that you're doing something that Allah is happy with, right? And so that's why I feel more beautiful. But it didn't start that way. So let's talk about the idea of feeling ready for hijab. For me, I kind of thought I would get to a point where I was ready to become a hijabi. Like, there was gonna be a day that came and I was gonna be like, oh, today's the day I'm gonna wear my hijab, and I'm ready. And I'm sure that's some people's stories, and I agree that can happen for many people. But for me, it was more like I wasn't ready, right? And I was really just trying. And I was, during Ramadan, I was covering my head a lot, right? I wouldn't say it was necessarily hijab, because I was mostly wearing turbans every single day, but I had the intention of trying to be more modest, right? And so I was doing that a lot. And then when Ramadan finished, I was like, you shouldn't just take off your hijab now because Ramadan is over. You still tried during Ramadan, so continue to try after Ramadan. And so for me, it was more so every day I'd wake up and just be like, today I'm gonna try. I remember someone saying that, like, today I'm gonna try. today I'm gonna put the hijab on. And if I mess up tomorrow, I mess up tomorrow. But today, I'm gonna put the hijab on. And then every day, you keep saying, I'm gonna put the hijab on today. And then one day, you realize months and months have went by and you've been wearing hijab every single day. Maybe you've made a couple mistakes, maybe you haven't been the best with it in every single day, but you've made progress. And that's kind of my experience, because I feel like when I remember this idea of like, oh, I'm going to become a hijabi and I have to make this huge decision and I have to throw away all these clothes and do all this and do this and that, I was just like, scared me. It scared me. But when I looked at it, like, when I go out, when I go shopping, I'm gonna start shopping as if I'm a hijabi. I'm going to wear hijab as if I'm a hijabi, and I'm going to keep being mindful of Allah and how I dress and how I show up, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is that there might not ever be the perfect time to put hijab on, right? Where you're gonna feel 100% ready and sure. I think right now you have the intention, you have the niyyah in your heart that you want to wear hijab. So wear it now. Start today. Start today. Like if today you're about to go somewhere, put hijab on. And I would say for me, for the longest, I was wearing it and I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel beautiful and I did not feel confident in myself for a long time. Weeks went by and I would just put it on like, But then the more and more I started wearing it, the more and more I surrounded myself with good Muslim women, and I started praying to Allah about it, and I started looking at myself and being like, you look beautiful. And I started getting recognized as a Muslim woman, right? Other hijabis would salam me and people would smile at me, and I just felt very confident in the fact that I am representing Islam now. And I felt very proud of that. So I feel like it might not be the perfect time, right? Just do it. Because the more you continue to try, the more it's gonna be easier for you. So right now, it's a lot easier for me than it was 6 months ago. Do I still struggle? Absolutely. But it's a lot easier because I started. But if I didn't start, then I would have been in the same place that I was, not wearing it. Another thing, it's a constant reminder of Allah. If you're trying to get closer to your deen, wearing hijab is a constant reminder of Allah. If you look at yourself, you're like, you look like a Muslim woman. And that's a reminder of Allah. It's a reminder of why you're here and a reminder of your intentions and your purpose. And so that can be such a beautiful thing. Just say, try your best. Don't let other people discourage you, people on social media, people in real life, like, oh, well, you didn't used to wear, or you didn't, oh, like you're not wearing it properly, oh, you shouldn't be doing this or that. And it's like, yeah, some people might actually be trying to advise you. So if people are trying to advise you in a kind way, in a loving way, then yeah, listen. But if you feel like people are just trying to discourage you, I would say try to tune as much of that out as you can, because truthfully, they're not living in your life. They're not knowing what you're struggling with. They have their own set of struggles. So if they're trying to make you feel bad about what you're struggling with, even though Allah is rooting for you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is rooting for you, because not only does he want you to see you do good, but he also wants to see you truly be happy. Like, I feel like I'm way more at peace now that I'm wearing hijab than I've ever been in my life. Literally. And a lot of that comes from not trying to chase after these beauty standards, right? And not to say that once you start wearing hijab, you're not gonna still want to beautify yourself, because of course we're women and we have that natural, desire. Of course we're women and we have that natural desire to feel beautiful and want to feel beautiful, and that's still gonna exist in some capacity. But it's different because when you're not wearing hijab, you are constantly sucked into like these beauty standards of your hair and clothes that you wear and being revealing. Like, it's constantly something that is like was on my mind specifically, and I feel freed from that. Alhamdulillah, I feel freed from that, because that is a constant, never-ending cycle of trying to feel beautiful, but you're never going to reach it because it's always changing and people are always going to have an opinion on something. But what Allah is going to do, Allah is going to reassure that you look beautiful. Allah is going to make you feel like you should be content with how he created you, right? It's a beautiful thing. I want to end this video off by saying, wherever you're at in your journey, I hope it continues to become easier for you. I'm so proud of you for setting the intention to work on your hijab, and you got this. If you ever want some more, inspiration, or you want to talk about it more, my Instagram is down below. You can DM me and we can talk, and I might make another video talking about hijab because there's so much more to it and so much more that I've learned. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.